was gifted the name Lori when I was born, similar, and my mother just loved it. But as my journey went on, and I was going through my spiritual journey, I went through a 10-day vision quest, and the name Crystal StarWeaver was gifted out of it. My whole journey is to be in a place to work with empowerment, to assist people, to support them on their journey. Where have you been? What have you done? What's holding you back? What are the filters? What are the beliefs? What are the blocks? And so the whole journey is to clear things and filters and things that we look at thinking that we're less than, not good enough, and incapable of doing something. But then it feels like there's this hole in you and going like, I gotta fill it. And so a lot of people spend time in the service of others. And I have nothing against service of others. It depends on which way you're working with it. If you're going with service of others, and it's always outward, you're taking your energy and putting it out here for validation, finding my joy, finding my happiness, and you're feeling incomplete, and when you get home it doesn't seem like it's there. And then you take time for yourself, feel guilty, and all of that comes in, and then we want to go do service again so that we can feel good. So we're in and out. A lot of people are in an outwide gathering of information to validate who they are. And the whole thing is to really go within first, to be able to find that piece of you, that self-fulfillment, that I am my joy, that I am my peace. I am validated just the way I am. So I have them hold their hands and tilt it forward to the left on all their service, and how it kind of fades when they come home. And then they think that taking care of themselves is selfish. And I go, oh, no, that's not selfish. This is selfish. When you're out there thinking that you're making the world better, it's like, what is the root of why you're doing it, And so when you're out here and you're thinking that you're doing all of that, which you are to a degree with the people who are in that space. But when you come from here and you open up to your gifts and your journey and who you are, you're bringing out this is my joy to be me. This is my happiness here. And then when I go out there and share with others, and other people do that when they have that self-fulfillment, they're out there assisting and supporting people that benefits them. They're not taking from the energies of everyone else. They're just sharing their joy, they're sharing their validation. And it just seems like it just widens their perspective of self-fulfillment. And if I want to take care of myself and do that, I don't feel guilty. I just enjoy the journey of the moment. And then just keep on, I call it radiating. So you become the radiating this beautiful energy around you. The whole journey is to find the empowerment, and stand in your assertive beingness, and sometimes people just don't know where to find it, and it's all within themselves. So you take your experience, you learn from it, you find these tools, you find these gifts, you find these strengths to move forward, and then these gifts turn into wisdom, and you no longer are in the judgment of the past, the right and wrong, good and bad. You're in a different level of consciousness. And when you're in that different level of consciousness, you're letting go of the perception that there was something wrong with you or the experience, because that experience could have been the most phenomenal experience for all of those gifts and tools and lessons for you to grow from. So when you can look at your life as everything has been a gift, it changes your whole journey. I'm a teacher by profession, a counselor and a teacher. Went through working in the prison systems, working with HIV/AIDS counseling. I've worked in many different, I tell people I've went from preschool to college. I've taught every level. And in the process of it, I kind of hit the wall 10 years ago. And it was one of those major walls that it just didn't feel like I was gonna climb over it as well as I had in all of the other time periods. So there's just too many things, and I won't even say what they are. There's just, the list just kept on going, and I finally got to the point where I just gotta take off some time. And I came here just to be here for a year, and have never left. And so now I meet with people on the land who are going through some of those similar things too. And it's not that I understand. It's because that word understand doesn't really describe it. I don't understand, but everyone's story to the depth that they want you to understand it. I didn't walk their path. There's no way I'm going to 100% understand it, but I can relate. And so I work with relating to their stories. And so the whole thing of taking people out on the land and getting them to find their heart, clearing the wounds that they've carried. And it's not that hard to clear the wounds because they're over with. I believe that everyone has their own contracts here on this earth, and there are no two alike. And if you're coming in here to learn more about honesty, you're going to bump into a lot of dishonest experiences. You're going to learn about self-worth. You're going to hit all these things about not feeling worthy. It's your path. And when it's over with and you're looking back at, what did I learn from that? What are the strengths that I now have within me because I went through that experience? Then comes the wisdom of the gift. I think everything we go through is a gift in our journey to become who we truly are. And then when you get to that gift, you move over to the wisdom, and then you walk in wisdom, you share your wisdom. And so when you can get to that point, you're going like, well, I think I'll go out and what can I do to assist and support others? So you're going outward. That's when you're going outward. It's not when you're the victim that's running over to find all the validations from everyone else. And so I'm so grateful. I feel so blessed to be on the land. My native Hopi name is different than my Vision Quest name, and that's Sanongwa Tawi Kunuuti Wuti. And in a way, it's a blending of Deer Song Rainbow Woman. And so I love being in the aspect of the Rainbow Woman because I can identify with many different cultures and tribes. I don't have to stay with just one. And so I also work with medicine wheels here in Sedona. And medicine wheels are the sacred hoop of life. Many Native Americans and other cultures have made circles of rocks, Stonehenges. Peru has them, labyrinths. And so the medicine wheel Lakota that I work with is 36 stones of stories in parts of your journey, divided into 4 corners. And so you're working with the 4 eternal directions, north, south, east, and west. You're working with the energies of taking the sun from the east and watching it go over the wheel to settle in the west. Coming in with new beginnings and finding that there's fear to let go of. And each aspect has a story. Each stone has an animal, a mineral, a plant, a direction, a time of life. And so when I walk the wheel, I'm bringing in everything that I know. I'm there to teach them how to walk their life journey. I'm here to teach them how to look into the sun and see the light that they are. I'm here to clear the childhood things so that they can play with the coyote of the south and realize that there's a lot of illusions that we've picked up so that we can flip them over, so that we can start nurturing ourselves and stepping into our way. So a lot of medicine wheels will have a circle of outside stones. That will be the direction and the cycles of life. And then on the inside, you'll see these 4 directional lines coming into a center point, and those are the spirit paths that get you to the center. And the center is creation. And a lot of them will have the 7 dancers around them, which is Mother Earth, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, the turtle, the frog, the thunderbird, and the butterfly, bringing in all elements of creations. And then there's a creator stone, or it's empty, like the one in Sedona that has no stone in the middle. That's more of a Yavapai 11 stone wheel. I work with the 36 stones of the Lakotas. I'm an herb carrier, so I spread out herbs and my bundle. I carry a bundle of herbs, and then I let them create their smudge. I let them figure out their intention. You're leading them through their journey. You're not telling them their journey. I love playing with the coyote because the coyote is where the lacks come in. Oh, you got tricked by a coyote, huh? Okay. What did you learn? Oh, not good enough. Oh, not good enough where? You know, and not lovable, not capable. And this coyote energy comes out. I love playing with the coyote because that's usually the turning point. They realize that they were only offered a trick. They believed it to be true. And that trick, though, is the gift and the wisdom that they will learn. But the coyote offers the trick for you to learn from. And on the other side of the coyote is the wisdom of the elders. And so you're constantly going around the story of your life. And so that's how I perceive the medicine wheel. And so in the process of it, voices are heard. You come to Sedona, you hear the voices of the land. You hear the rocks talk to you. You hear this intuition coming in. You hear this grandmother's message coming in through the trees. And so I love it. I tell people that there's as many vortexes here as there are stars in the sky, but the natives wouldn't have called them vortexes. They would have called them heartbeats. So you come to Sedona to find your heart. Clear your heart. Become your heart. Share your heart. And it doesn't matter if I'm on this part of the rock or that part of the rock or whatever. I'm on the part that's meant for my heart to find its beat. So the phrase what I say is, there's as many heartbeats in the area as there are stars in the sky. And it's up to you to find them. And so that's what life is. Find your heartbeat wherever it is. So I ask people all the time how much they love themselves on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't do 1 to 100 because there's too many numbers. You know, they get too stuck in it. Just 1 to 10, they go, someone will say, oh, I never thought about that. The number, though, pops up really quick in their head, though. Some don't want to share it. And then some will be held into, well, I can't say 10, that's egotistical. So I'll say 9 or 8, and so there's it indicates how much they have connected to their soul. Because any number, in my opinion, any number below or above the 10 was the ego saying, hey, we still got stuff to do. But that 10 means you found the connection to the soul. And that's that soul essence that spreads out 1,000 times over. And so I think our whole journey is to, not to be in a religious sense, but the soul is our essence within us. And a lot of people don't like the word perfection. It's like, well, then just use the word excellence. I get to stand in my excellence every day. So if you can say my life is phenomenal, full of gifts and marvelous and magnificent, and so am I, it's not saying that someone else is not. It's just saying that I've discovered that about me. And because I know that about me, I know that about you. And so I know you're phenomenal. I know your light shines. I know that you are the radiant, marvelous, incredible being of light that you came here to be.